Good morning. Now, a quick video for people who are thinking of buying a second-hand Leaf. It's come to light fairly recently, to me at least. It's obviously been the way of certain people selling Nissan Leafs on Auto Trader, eBay, you name it, wherever the sales channel may be. That there's a few pitfalls that you guys who are thinking of buying second-hand Leafs after watching the video blogs or just research and you come across them or whatever might fall into if you don't know about Nissan Leafs. Now obviously my knowledge is only limited to my experience that I've had over the last couple of years, so this isn't a comprehensive do's and don'ts and the exact gospel of the Nissan Leaf and how to buy a used one, but very short video for you guys. Now, don't buy, a couple of basic rules, don't buy ones that are a couple of years old with crazy low mileage, because all it means is they've been sat on charge usually at a dealership continuously and have done no miles, or they've been sat almost completely empty for a long period of time. Avoid those because the batteries won't last, and I have that on authority of someone who does up Nissan Leaf batteries. And also very high mileage ones. Now, very high mileage Nissan Leaf isn't in itself a problem. What is a problem is bar loss. Should have 12 bars showing on the dash. I shall show you that in a second. There should be 12 on there. Now, if you don't see a photo of a dashboard when it's with it switched on an advertisement for a Nissan Leaf, regardless of mileage, you need to get a photo of that before you waste any more of your time. If it's got 12 bars, that's a good indicator that everything is going to be okay. It's not a guarantee, but it's a good indicator that everyone's going to think it's going to be okay. I have come across myself in a separate project which I haven't uploaded yet. Nissan Leaf's been sold for almost market value of what they're worth, but with bars missing and no mention at all that they're only going to do 50 miles per charge in the real life. So you could easily get fooled and thinking, well, that's a good deal and it's fairly low mileage, you know, and you don't even realise you get it, and you find that, you know, this thing only does 50 miles, what's going on? Now, I have actually spoken to someone that was selling one on Auto Trader. No mention of battery loss at all. And I rang him up and said, how long you had it for? And he said 2 months. I was thinking, wow. And then of course I questioned that. It wasn't up front. And it was that it only does 50 miles. What's going on here then? And there's bar loss. And it was 3 bars lost. Which is, you know, one you can kind of get away with. And that's the thing to remember is, what do you want to use it for? Don't write off completely something that's lost 1, 2 or 3 bars. But all you've got to remember is it would be significantly less than what you see in the videos and what's advertised, etc, etc. I mean, 2 bar loss, you're probably looking at about a 50-mile range. So keep that in mind. It's not a write-off because you might only have to travel 3 miles to work and back. You're doing that in a nice, and it'll be absolutely fine for what you want to do. But if you're buying it and you want to use it on the motorway, etc., like my trip to Bristol to pick up the boxes, oh man, it would be a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. You know, it's 45 miles, is it, each way, something like that, and that thing doing 50 on a motorway, it probably wouldn't do 50, it would do like 45. So you just need to be really careful when you're buying second hand. And I spoke to the guy about it, and he'd got it, and the seller hadn't told him that it did so little miles, and so he was shocked. And of course he then realised that it was the bars, and what I found was a bit of a shame that information wasn't posted up. Yes, he would have lost more money on it, but it seems a bit immoral not to put the fact that now you found out that problem, even though you were lied to, that it should be there. So it does go to show that people aren't going to be openly honest about the fact that the bars are lost in all instances. If they are, brilliant, then you know. And thirdly, if you can, then get Leaf Spy. Leaf Spy Pro is probably what you need, and a dongle, which you can look up on forums and stuff. Look up Leaf Spy and then you'll find out what you need. You have to pay for the Pro version. It's a tenner or 15 quid, something like that. But if you're going to go invest upwards of 6.5 grand in something, definitely do that. You need to take it with you and test the battery, because I have seen that people are able to, sellers or people that haven't got any morals, are getting leafs and then are able to temporarily boost the bar level on a leaf. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've seen on forums. And if that is the case, and it's only temporary, so it will show for the first couple of charges and then it'll drop, so you lose 2 bars back off again, out of nowhere basically. So you take leaf spy with you, and then you'll be able to plug it in with their permission to the port, which is mirrored down the right hand side of the steering wheel, and actually have a look. Now, I've been told you need to either test it when the battery's more or less completely flat, or when it's almost fully charged and it's on charge, to get a true readout. That's what I've been told. So there's those 3 tips really, so take them as you will, but there are definitely some right dodgy ones out there. And I suppose, again, the general rule with, and as with anything, if it's really cheap in comparison to anything else, there's something wrong with it, basically. So I hope that helps. I can't think of anything else apart from when you're buying a used car, you're checking the tyres and stuff and the brake wear, and underneath there shouldn't really be any. And obviously make sure it's not a damage write-off, but that should be declared in it, and that will be stored on the logbook of the vehicle anyway, Cat C, Cat D, etc, etc. So aside from that, this is really just to do with the battery and the fact that you can either not know about it, the bar loss, and not even check, or you can be duped, so you need to be on guard. But that will usually, unless they're really gutsy or ballsy, shall we say, and they temporarily boost the battery back up and put it up at a normal market price for one that's got full bars, then you can't see a thing. Son, my eyes. So yeah, and I will show you the I'll show you the battery bars now, so you can see what I'm on about and show you where they should be. But yes, I hope that helps, guys. I really do hope it helps. I've had a few people write to me and go, I'm thinking about buying a second-hand one. Have you done a video yet on blah blah? And I am by no means the expert, but that's just my penny's worth, which may stop you stumbling into a really bad deal. So I'm going to show you the bars now on the battery. And then... Okay, this is my Leaf, obviously, and you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bars, and it's not these here, it's not those, it's the outer side ones here. So you're talking these bars on the outside. This, if you've lost 1, 2, or 3 off of that, which I've seen that, and so it's just up to there on boot up, then unless you're happy with the seriously limited mileage it's going to give, then steer well clear of that. One final thing, you can actually get them refurbished. There's a company that does it in the UK. Now, that is a real unknown, to be honest, in terms of whether or not you'll need a total battery replacement, or whether you will need just a refurb. So a refurb will cost you about 1,500 quid, but a total battery replacement, you're talking 4.5 grand upwards. So, but it is possible.